it. And then for the panel part, the panel will sit here. Dave's gonna help moderate it. And there'll be a question and answer session. I'll give you.
It's open to the public, right?
Yeah, I'm mentioning it every, the update.
It doesn't matter.
And then I put it out to all high schools, I put it on Facebook, I put it on, I shared it in multiple different groups, different, shared it on their Facebook pages. I shared it with the county substance abuse collection, and then each of the individual panels to bring it along there. I don't know how else to, I mean, I've gone around to, short of going around to like, every Starbucks and sticking a flyer on the bulletin board. I mean, that's the only thing I have to do. So I'm gonna do that.
You can only get, only so much over the mountain, no matter how hard it's necessary to burn. I have some answers, yes. Some of them say, I don't do any work, just let it stay up. Government $100. Or
I know so far.
her things work. So okay, whatever your
Public comment, right?
You throw a program that will install it from the and that's
Yeah, I know, but it's just.
we got hauling kids up there by bus.
Not even fun.
And we went in to the main office for 47, just off of 176. Wow. I thought, yeah, this was going months argument. Get permission before I can.
Right. Get the audio.
Well, like I was looking for one for it, I was gonna give them to her.
And besides,
So,
Filters and stuff.
I'd like to, hey, Dan, I'd like to call
oh,
the October 11th, 2017 order of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Roll call.
Okay, 1 second. Okay. Victor?
Yes.
Russell?
Here.
Shay?
yeah.
Victor? I'm sorry. Lawrence? Here. And trustee Chapman is not present.
Okay. I do have, there was one bill that came in. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, you're right. Would anyone like to comment on the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve them.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, on a town fund, we received there's a bill that's outstanding. It wasn't in your packet, okay? But it was submitted, and I'd like for us to go over it after we vote on the town fund and then discuss this bill and then see if we can approve it separately or not approve it. So if you want to do it, I'll pass this around to everybody. And we'll go from there. So I can entertain a motion to go out of the claims of the town fund in the amount of $114,585.35.
Second.
So you want to discussion?
Oh, any discussion?
Okay. Victor?
Yes.
Lawrence? Yeah. Shay? Oh, I'm sorry, Supervisor Watson.
Yes. Okay. So this is a good time to discuss this bill or pass it around or?
Sure.
Okay. So there, as you know, there's a lawsuit, Gasser, Lucek, Miller, everyone else on the planet. And there is a bill that was submitted by Attorney Tom Gooch, who represents Robert Miller. Okay? And the bill is for $15,000 and $482.50. And it's representing, or he's representing Mr. Miller in this lawsuit. And I guess we want to have a discussion about it. I can pass the bill around.
I have a question for attorney counsel Holly. In Township Code, are we required to, by law, to fund the representation of someone who's accused of any kind of malfeasance?
Well, first, two things. The reason that this bill is being passed around is that Mr. Gooch has started a lawsuit to collect that. That's number one. We can discuss that in closed session if you want to, but I don't think we need to at this point. Now, it's not in the township code with respect to paying for representation of a formal official for the acts that occurred while he was representing, while he was in office. I know I circulated an opinion about, I think actually in June, that said that several things. First, it said, yes, essentially you have to find and identify former officials for acts that arise or lawsuits, things that arise out of their term of office. That's number one. So, yes, you have to represent them. To your question, there's a separate, if there's malfeasance or if there's some type of misconduct, you don't have to pay pledge. You don't have to defend and indemnify for that. However, in this case, there's really a declaratory judgment lawsuit seeking one injunction to be declaratory judgment. And I hope, I don't know if you still have the opinion that I circulated, but if not, I can send you another copy of it. It's really a judgment call. In this case, you can make a determination to pay him that the trauma or insurance carrier, in fact, has agreed to pay his coverage up to the limits of their coverage for declaratory judgment suits, which is $7,500. Well, it's really $50,000. If you need $20,000 deductible, which the township easily has already met. So there's $30,000 on the table, and they've already agreed to pay parties. In this case, it's Robert Miller's attorney, Anna Miller's attorney, Karen Lucasak's attorney, and the township, the supervisor's township attorney, all $7,500. Of course, that money all comes direct money for the clerk and supervisor will come back to the township. It's basically a reimbursement to the township. Payment to the other two goes directly to those attorneys. There's been a problem negotiating the release for those funds. Mr. Pooch is demanding payment. He's got this bill outstanding, and his claim is that he doesn't care where the money comes from. If he doesn't pay his super contribution, I couldn't predict how the court would rule on that. I didn't predict how the court would rule on that. Although generally, the court can do two things. One, they can say, wait till the lawsuit's over and then pay, or start paying now. These are heard. Of course, the attorney representing the officials can get the, in essence, request from the court how much is out the rate is and the scope of the representation. And the judge is going to make a decision. At this point, sort of that decision is in your hands. I will tell you that in declaratory judgment action, I can't see why you wouldn't want to pay it, but at the same time, it's purely a policy decision to be made by this board. At this point, we're paying clerk's fees at $250 an hour. 200 of those 250 an hour. 250 an hour. I don't know what Mr. Pooch is asking for.
$400 an hour.
Okay. However, that's his rate, and you can decide how you want to deal with it, when you want to pay it, and what rate. And if he doesn't like it, then he's going to sue us, and we'll fight it out. That's pretty much the. I mean, did that answer your question?
Right in this case, yeah.
Yeah, there's a little more background. I think you want it.
So now, we do not have a motion on it. I'll make a motion that we pay.
I'll second it.
Can I make an amendment? Can we pay the fee at $250 an hour? You want to pay the full $400 an hour?
There's a motion and a second, so
Okay.
discuss that.
And then you can move to that.
I think that, any discussion?
Well, I just mean, I mean, I guess it's hard to tell, no offense anywhere, in terms of, I mean, there's some guy downtown I read that charges $1,100 an hour. Okay, I mean, and then there's some that charge probably, I don't know, maybe pro bono work, I don't know. It's just that, I don't think this lawsuit is like a specialty. He's doing, so I'm just saying, if anyone wants to consider going, I think we have to pay the bill because, it's just didn't work. But if we want to try to lower the fee, that's something that I'd be open to.
I don't know that we have the authority to change his fee. Now, we can either pay it or not. That's another story. But what he asked for is what he asked for. And particularly if we paid anybody else, would set a precedent that he's sharp enough that he would jump on.
I agree that if we, first of all, we had to go through an entire process in order to approve the current highway commissioner to obtain separate legal counsel. So being that this person, this former highway commissioner, is not only no longer a township official, I believe that if he is represented, he should be represented by either the township attorney or if the board votes to, we would need to approve that separate counsel for him. I don't believe that that's been done, and I don't believe that the board should authorize it.
I disagree.
Are we voting on the motion to pay the bill,
For,
$15,482.50? Yes? Will be the motion?
That's what I said, yeah,
Okay.
whatever you submitted.
All right, so we're gonna have a vote. You second, okay. So Victor, Shay,
Yeah,
Lawrence,
No,
what's up?
yes.
Motion passes. Now, does this change the amount in the fund, or was that added in there?
It wasn't yet in
It wasn't, okay, so I need to change this amount. I'm gonna give you guys a new copy of this.
what was the total one?
15.
$15,482.50.
Okay, so that changes the, town fund, audit amount to $130,067.85. So we need, now we need to go back to the,
No,
well, no, because you made a motion to approve that.
we approved the first one, so we approved the second one.
Oh, okay, so we don't,
We're just approving the separate bill.
okay, so do I need to change this completely though to the expenditures to be that amount, that new amount? In the
Now,
town fund,
to make the record clear, why don't we do that? Yeah,
just to make sure.
just approve the total expenditures.
Since I was on the side and also made that as a motion, then we have to bring Dylan back.
You're just agreeing, you've agreed to pay the bills that were on the original warrant list and that again.
Okay.
So what, just to make it clear, the total amount that's being paid out. We have this amount paid out.
Give me the total amount again.
$130,000.
No, the whole, the
Yeah,
whole
that's
thing.
it.
All right.
I think you just want to move to amend.
I move to amend the approval of the town fund to the new dollar value of $130,067.85.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay. Victor,
Yes.
Shay,
Yes.
Lawrence,
Nope.
what's up?
Yes.
All right.
All right, I'd like to see if we can get a motion to audit the claims of the General Assistance Fund in the amount of $12,025.55. Can you get a motion?
I'll get a motion to approve it.
Second.
Any discussion?
Any discussion?
Okay. Roll call, no, I'm sorry. Victor,
Yes.
Shay,
Yeah.
Lawrence?
Yes.
What's up?
Yes. Okay. You ready? Motion to audit the claims of the Road and Bridge Fund in the amount of $140,082.42. I make a motion. Shay, need a second?
Second.
Discussion?
Yes, I would like to pull the Hamlin bill from audit.
Oh,
Okay.
So do you need a motion to do that? Jim?
Yeah, just, you can amend the original motion. You can amend the original
Or
motion.
did you just want to discuss it, or?
You can
But I'd
just-
like to, no, I'd like to amend
Okay.
I'd like to remove this bill from the audit.
Can I ask what you better move? Just for the
Purpose
purpose
of
of
I don't want
discussion, I'll
this bill.
second that. Now,
Okay, I do not feel that this bill should be paid as we're at 142% for legal services under Road and Bridge already. He is over his budget, and until there is a line item or something moved, we should not approve this bill. It's on A and E. And if you would like to see it, I'll show it to you. The audit goes by the line item, not by the budget.
what was the dollar value on that one again? The full one.
The amount was $23,512 for the month.
2,512.
Yes.
And that line item is short, right?
It's short by $40,176.40. Something needs to be.
No, that's not right. But I do know that there is about, I think it was a $13,000 deficit, right?
That's what it was before this.
So in order to pass the bill, we say by standards that we've tried to stand by, we would need to,
amend the budget. We can't do that tonight.
yes, we would need to amend the budget. So what we could do to pay that bill is either have a special meeting, okay? Or we can wait until next month.
Can money be transferred?
Money can be transferred, money can be transferred.
But it has to be before you,
We have to post,
sorry,
we did not post.
we're
this.
not over on the money that can be transferred, are we?
No, it just needs
no.
to be transferred.
No.
Okay,
It
so
hasn't
then
been
we can.
transferred yet.
The thing
come
basically
forward
what
to
happened
that.
was-
Transferred.
is this bill was submitted, we had a Memorial Day holiday, or Columbus Day, I think these holidays count. And so if we would have posted it on the agenda, to do a light item, a transfer, we could have paid that bill.
Can I ask, I was in contact with Commissioner Gausser, and he had mentioned that he tried to have that put on the agenda. Is there a reason why it wasn't put on the agenda for this one?
No, I never received any requests. Except I received a request, we talked about it after the fact, after the 48 hours.
Oh, okay.
That
Before
passed.
the agenda had already been made.
Yes. Which is,
Too
you know, unfortunately, too late. So, So
when
we-
you were saying that there was a deficit, you're speaking to the deficit as of prior to this meeting? Or you're talking about a deficit if this bill was included?
We're at 142%.
well, being 142% is not really the issue. The issue is we would have to move the money into that line item from a different fund.
Yeah, there's no money to pay for it.
There's no money in that line item.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, so I need to get this motion straightened out. So trustee Victor made a motion to amend the original motion, seconded by Shay. So you want to amend the motion to pull the Hanlon bill? Is that correct?
The law office is Robert Hanlon.
Fine. Okay, and then, so we need to vote on that.
Yes.
Okay.
We can roll call on that. Go ahead.
Can we find out, is there any, because I know that I believe that $40,000 figure might be incorrect.
It's on the A&E report.
I don't have that here. I don't know where you've gotten it from.
It was-
Was emailed to us.
The 40,000, yeah, A&E is has nothing to do with the money that's in the line item.
Right, my question is, the only reason why I ask is because that if it's not correct and if what you're saying is correct, if Commissioner Gosser has a correct amount of a deficit of what it would be, could we pay the difference up into that line item, is why I'm asking.
I don't think we can at this time.
Okay, thank you.
But, I mean, I think we could defer if the highway commissioner would like to ask them if any problem with none of the board does.
I got something I want to say.
Okay.
So my legal fee is 142% right now. Well, this board has already approved engineering that's 481% over the budget. And what this is nothing more than just a political slap in the face. And I'm okay with that. I'm a big boy, I can handle that. But you are completely incongruent with what you're doing because you've already approved line items over for Dennis Avenue. You've already approved things for Edwards Road Bridge, which we've approved. And this is nothing more than a political stunt. And I'll go through all the motions that you want to go through, and I'll make sure this is right. But the bottom line is we have $1.39 million sitting in my road and bridge fund right now. And we are playing a game of semantics. We are playing silly games with not only, it's not Andy Gosser that you're messing with. You're messing with the department of, or the highway department. And I don't think it's right. We've already done it. Everybody knows the money's there. We're trying to play these little hook and ladder games, and that's fine. I'll play with those if that's what we have to do. But I sincerely hope you would pay my bill. I'm not trying to hide anything from anybody. I'm not circumventing any of you. I put out 6 emails saying, please come discuss this beforehand. Of course, that didn't happen. We did try, but no one came in. Only people who came to my office was Rachel and Dave. I did talk to you once or twice in the parking lot, and I know we did try to talk Trustee Victor. Just didn't work out. But I feel that if you're not going to approve this bill, then we need to be congruent, and you need to do it with all the bills, which means you have to go through all the line items, and you haven't. It's already over. So if we're going to do this, then let's just set that precedent. For me, everybody knows the money is there. If we have to do a line item transfer, that's fine. But this we should pay this bill. The money's there, and like I said, $1,399,569.07. That's what I have in my road and bridge fund, and yeah, that pretty much sums it up right there. Thank you, Mr. Supervisor.
May I speak? Before tonight's meeting, we were not getting any A&Es regarding what was in our budgets. I do not think that is correct. We did not know that we were over 400%. This is not about a political stunt. This is about doing things and what is right. And what is right is that we look at the A&E and we look at the line items and that the money needs to be there. If the money is transferred into the account, then sure. I'm still against it, but it would give me a better reason. I'm not going to prove anything that I see here now that I finally have the A&E after asking for the A&E. So I think we all need to be more conscious and looking at the A&E, looking at the percentages monthly, and taking a look to see what line items are over budget.
Okay. My only statement, my only reply is to Commissioner Hauser is that my issues with or at least I can only speak for myself, but my approval of the engineering and all the projects that, wonderful projects that you're undertaking right now for badly needed repairs and catastrophic failures of roads and bridges. But my approval of that was based upon the intergovernmental agreements, which involves a lot of that money being repaid by the county. And so taking that into account, that was, a mitigating factor with approving that. As far as this bill, it will be paid. It's just a matter of following the rules, following the law to make sure that we are following the law as far as what we are statutorily bound to do, which is, you know, and you are statutorily, you know, your responsibility to do is to make sure that at the time of the meeting or at the time of the submission of your bill, that there is money in that line item. So, at this time, I believe that we can't pay it this month.
Our township has a good reputation with all our vendors, and I spoke to the vendor in this case, and they were fine with it, not paying it. So, you know, they would prefer if we had a special meeting, but if they could go to the next month, and they were fine with it. So I had a conversation with the person, because I don't, if we don't have a bill, if we don't pay a bill, I don't want to definitely make any of us look bad, and they were okay. But, right, and I'm just telling you that,
Thank you, but I thank you for that, but I don't think that it wasn't.
Well, personally, I don't want to set a precedent of us spending beyond the budgeted amount and then coming back with a Band-Aid approach later to make us look good. Once you set a precedent of spending beyond the budgeted amount, where do you stop?
I was just trying to add value. I was disagreeing with you. Okay, so we have a motion, not to pay this bill, right?
Postpone it for next month.
Postpone it to the next month,
Reconsider next month.
okay?
Well, of course, we'll have to have the appropriate transfer.
Yes. And
So
then
you
gotta do it right.
we'll have to do that.
Right.
So this amount's wrong as well, so we gotta go back and
Yeah.
take care of that, right?
Yes, so you minus out. And that's supposed to keep our phones on, so,
How much was the amount?
23,512.
let's take a vote on the
Okay.
vote.
Victor?
Yes.
Shay?
Yes,
Lawrence?
Yes.
What's up?
Yes.
Okay,
now, the new value,
okay, the new value.
because now it would be, unless someone makes another motion to modify, the new value I get is $126,570.42. Someone else have something different?
You didn't take math, you took law, right? You
I'm gonna
took math.
take the original amount.
Okay,
Okay, so that's the new amount
That's the amount.
that you're going to make a motion to
approved.
approve? Do I have a second?
Can I get this, let's repeat the number.
Okay. Dan?
$126,570.42.
Okay,
It's actually-
Is that
all
right?
right,
You got a better number?
It's 23,512.
I could be wrong. I went to public schools, so you never know.
So. 116, not 120.
116,570?
I'm doing this without a calculator.
42.
Can I use
It
the
could be
calculator?
116.
or-
No, we'll go to 116. I'll change what I said to 116.
Do I have a second? Any discussion on that? Victor?
Yes.
Shay?
Yes.
Lawrence?
Yes.
What's up?
yes. I would like to, motion to audit the claims of the equipment and building fund in the amount of $18,583.54. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Victor?
Yes.
Shay?
Yes.
Lawrence?
Yes.
What's up?
Yes.
Did anybody get the speaking list?
I don't know if we have one, but,
I'll check.
is, I don't, if you would indulge me, Is there anyone from the Crystal Lake, who was it? Crystal Lake? Boosters Club? Okay. I'd like to move that up on the agenda. I'm sorry, so not to keep you waiting. I am a proud father of 3 wonderful children. I graduated from Crystal Lake Central. So I can say that we have an ordinance to authorize the township to give a room to Crystal Lake Central High School Boosters Club, where wine and beer will be served at the event. They're required to have all of Dram Shop insurance and require to make sure that they serve alcohol to people who are only above the age of 21. They've been great attendants, or I don't need to give them charge, but they're great users. And the facility, they clean up nicely. They do everything we ask them to do. I appreciate both the clerk and the trustee for forwarding this to us. Both of you guys did. And I'd like to have a motion that we approve this ordinance for Algonquin Township so they can use the room on March 10th. These are planners. These are March 10th at the 2018 from 6 to 11 p.m.
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion?
Just to echo Supervisor Letzo's statement, I've worked with the Crystal Lake Booster Club representative who's here today, and she's been very cooperative, and she showed me all the paperwork, and she's had successful, they, I should say, have had very successful events in the past without incident, and I believe that it's the appropriate thing to do to continue. Great.
Okay. Victor,
Yes.
Shay,
Yes.
Lawrence,
Yes.
Lutzo.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay.
Thank you.
We'll go to public comment with,
There was no sign-in, so you just have to take.
well, that's fine. Whoever wants to speak will speak. Please just identify yourself. Thank you.
Catherine Potter, 1419 East Main Street Road in Cary. You guys are concerned about not wanting to make anybody look bad and concerned about following the law, but I checked after the meeting started and the agenda still isn't posted online. And when the agenda was posted today on the front door, it's supposed to be posted 48 hours prior to a meeting. Public is supposed to have 48 hours notice of what is on the agenda, on the agenda. And in doing so, it's a violation of the Open Meetings Act. And I just don't want I don't know who's in charge of that, but each meeting, somebody comes up and they ask for things to be posted online, and they request more transparency from you guys, and I'm losing faith if we can't even post an agenda 2 days out. So we don't need another lawsuit, so let's just get it together and write it, whoever's in charge, write it on your calendar 2 days before to post it. So that's all. Thank you.
It was up.
Could you say what you just said a little louder?
It was up Friday.
What is this posted date here?
I don't know.
Well, there's generally one inside the door in that cabinet right there.
There wasn't one inside the door.
Yeah.
Well, I said, but there also, there was one in that last one cabinet just inside the door. I don't mean it this time.
No, it's- I mean, I don't know what to say. It was, Rachel was in on Friday. And it was
Just
posted.
there Friday in the glass being storefront window, and that was.
We did have some, the posted date is wrong. We did have it up Friday. We did have a little bit of a tough time because of the Columbus Day. We think we better order. I do agree. And we should have it on the website as well. or was posted legally. We were both in, so. Okay, but thank you for your suggestion. We appreciate it. But Mr. Skinner, and then, oh, yes, sir.
My name is Corbel Black, and I'm on the board of directors for Skipper Run Homeowners Association. That's my wife, Linda, with 74 homes in the subdivision. And this past summer, we've had at least 4 people who've had their grass that's been above 8 inches. Just today, I had a meeting with Mr. Grasser concerning the subject, reviewed the ordinance, and when I look at it, there's no teeth in it. Okay, all it says is, we'll send somebody out, or call them up. What we need in this ordinance is a value amount or something that pushes these people to make sure that they cut their grass within the laws and an ordinance within the community they are in, which is Algonquin Township. So that being said, what I'd like to do is, or members of the student run board would like to meet with the person that's responsible for changing that ordinance to add a little teeth in it so that we can get that done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else would like to speak?
Just, okay, I guess what I'm saying is there anybody that I can, after the meeting?
I thought you were gonna come see me.
Okay, well, I'll do that then. Okay.
Just a quick comment. You are averaging like 400 or so YouTube viewers post-meeting. If you can just make sure you're speaking loud and clear enough so that everyone can be heard and it's easily. Thank you.
I didn't know I had so many friends. Highway Commissioner, yes, sir.
It's been a good month, actually. We'll definitely pay our legal bills. We'll get that fixed. I'll make that right. Our recycling event was really good. We actually, I know there's a few local opponents of the new paint program. That's fine. But the people coming through who are actually giving us positive feedback on the fact that we actually brought back paint, it's gone really good. We're starting now to recycle all the fly dumped paint. We finally have the ability to do that. If you look at my environmental budget line item, you'll see we're at 97.8%. And paint is a big part of that. Just today, happy to announce that we awarded the Edwards Road Bridge contract to Copenhagen. They're getting to work on that right now. We've already filed that. In fact, I just went to the county to pick up the final permit that they said was impossible to get. We got the stormwater permit, and we're getting ready to go on that. Our pre-construction meeting should be next week. The Winter's Farmers Market's moving back to the building, or back to Building 6, so we're excited for that. We fixed a couple of really serious drainage issues. The big one, obviously, was on Witchy. For those of us who live in Foxford Grove, you know, the creek's there, and it's actually eroding away towards the road. And we were able to do some work there. Really happy to say that we're going to plant 500 oak trees next year with the highway department. We're partnering with the Rotary and also 1 or 2 other individuals. But as we all know, McHenry County used to be the #1 county in America with oak trees. So we're going to try to do something about that. And last 2 items I got is we signed a IGA with the Village of Oakwood Hills for our salt shed, and they're storing salt and also using our equipment there. That was kind of the test pilot. I quickly expect Trout Valley and the Village of Algonquin to sign some more there. And finally, I will be cutting my levee this year. I've got it almost all done. I've been working with Attorney Kelly just to make sure I've got all my I's and cross all my T's. But that's coming up in December, and I'll have something before you probably for the November meeting. That's all I've got. Thanks.
Thank you.
The legal notice of assessment for 2017 will be published in the Northwest Herald on Saturday, October 14th. Appeal period will run until December 13th. That's all I have.
What date did you say that was?
Saturday, October 14th.
To November 13th. Oh, no, I'm right. 30 days.
Okay, I've got my scanner. Keith, our IT guy, is going to be meeting with me next week to get that set up. and hopefully start process. But everything is moving along as planned.
That's a monster scanner, right?
It's a monster spin.
It's a very impressive machine, I have to say.
So,
Okay, any trustees who'd like to?
I was wondering if we can put, I would like to request to put Dwight's, the payment to Dwight Moore on the agenda for next month's meeting. As he still has not been paid.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I have some updates regarding the opioid addiction awareness event that's going to be held here at the Township November 2nd. It's shaping up to be really great. We have some food donors. We have Chick-fil-A Crystal Lake who's donating 50 chicken sandwiches. We have Dave Chapman is arranged with, I believe he said it was Chino Rustica here in Cary to donate some sort of, I don't want to say because I'd be wrong, but they're going to be making a donation as well. We'll have some coffee. We've confirmed 2 additional speakers from a treatment facility and also Chris Reed of New Directions Addiction Recovery Services. He's local to the Crystal Lake and Henry County area. He founded the, you may have heard about it on the news, a sober bar called The Other Side. It lives in recovery as well. Pretty high profile and very instrumental in working with the state's attorney and new programs in the recovery community. I was in contact, I heard that there was a press release regarding the Illinois Opioid Task Force. They had a meeting, actually I believe it was today at 10:30 this morning in Cook County, where Lieutenant Governor Evelyn Sanguinetti and then the Director of Illinois Department of Public Health attended or chaired a meeting where it was held an event that was very, very similar to ours, where they had a panel of many speakers with different fields of expertise. And so I reached out and I invited them to attend our seminar, our forum, and they were very interested to me. And Lieutenant Governor and the Director of Communications, Marcella, from the Lieutenant Governor's office, she stated that the Lieutenant Governor would be downstate that day, so she would be unable to make it, but she's very interested if we throw, she said to keep in touch because if we have another event or she'd like to attend. But otherwise, the Illinois Department of Public Health, he would like to come as well, but he's giving a keynote speech downstate. So unfortunately, I tried. The other thing that, the other update is the youth summit that I've been talking about for months now is coming up this Saturday. I'll be attending. I don't know, are you going to still be attending or?
I you were just attending.
Okay, I
And
wasn't
then I
sure.
was gonna work with you
Yeah,
after you
yeah.
attended.
Yes.
Work together.
Okay. So I do have, so they asked for 2 youth delegates. It's in Bartlett this Saturday. I believe it's around 8 to 3:30 or 8 to 4. I do have 1 high school youth delegate from Algonquin Township. I do still need 1 more. If anyone is interested, please email me at rlawrence@algonquintownship.com. Otherwise, I will just find someone who's interested. And I think that's all. Oh, I do have a question about some of the bills, and although we voted to approve them, I including myself, voted to approve them. I do want to express some concern about some of the line items in the legal bills for Zukowski and Counsel McCardle's law firm, and as well as some censored materials from that. I just, going forward, I don't feel comfortable having censored materials. I understand that there is legal client, attorney-client privilege, but yet if this public body is paying for it, then we need to know that it's for a public purpose, a public use. And I think going forward, you know, when we voted, and I voted in favor, in fact, I motioned to make that approval to approve the clerk's legal funds for defense was for what at that time was just a legal injunction. I don't think the board or any of us anticipated that there would be all this countersuing and et cetera. And, or that it would be related in any way to the injunction that was going on. So I think that we should take, as a board, take another look, because now that the expenditures are really growing much more than I think any of us anticipated, I think maybe in the future we should take another fresh look at that.
All right, supervisor's report. I'm sorry. You said you didn't have a comment.
I recall now, this last weekend, the Tribune had an editorial, and it's rather disturbing about how the misuse of our money and the other things are. I don't know if anybody else read it. It's a significant article that was in this weekend about one of the Tribunes. Did you see it?
I didn't read through it, but I heard about it.
Okay. And I think, if possible, it's not something to go over here. People should take a look, because the hard part about it is when it talks about all the corruption and all that stuff, it's not stuff we don't know. It's just, it's hard to believe it can go on and on and on. Thank you.
So last month, you guys were kind enough to vote on an ordinance regarding depositories and financial institutions. Okay? And so I'm happy to report that beating the heck out of some of the banks in town, we've been able to save $15,000 in fees. Okay? And it looks like, just based on the average right now, we're going to gain another $25,000 in interest. So the fees and interest doesn't sound like a lot, yeah. Because don't only look at our legal bills and things, but still, because of all your help and the help of our staff, that's significant. We're going to have about $41,000 more of an increase from last year, just because we and you wouldn't believe this, but we have free checks, all new checks. You're going to see them when the bills are paid. All checks that are all free too. So
excellent.
That was something that the supervisor's office happy that we were able to do that. Okay, thank you. Any old business? Any reason at all? No. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor? Yes, I'm sorry. I was having so much fun, I wanted to stay. Okay.